This would be Enscape. I'm looking at the trial version, but if I go to the Enscape here and start, Enscape tab and start, it's actually creating a new window for me. So I've got my view that I was in here, my 3D model is taken into that view. And there's kind of limited controls on it. There you can walk forward and go backwards and all of this stuff. There's my model straight from Revit, and if I go down here to the option that says toggle fly and walk, if I hit the space bar, you see it's got gravity, so I'm dropping onto the roof. If I go back a bit, it's space bar, I'm dropping onto the floor, and then I can rotate the camera with my, oops, sorry, I'm not on the floor, let me go a bit further. Let me just drop onto the actual ground or rotate my camera here. There we go, dropping onto the ground. And then I'm going to navigate forward with this WASD thing. So going forward, turning forward and left, and then I'm going to go forward and right as I get to the entrance here. So stop there. W forward, D right, A left, all of that stuff. I left a door turned off so I can kind of navigate towards the door. I guess if I was a gaming person, this might be very familiar to me, and I could use this to get around in the building. I'm going to try just to go to the inside here through the door. And I can also rotate the camera with my left mouse button so I can see inside. You can do things like on the right mouse, you can change the time of day, so I can adjust the shadows and things like that. But I find all of that a little limited. So when you're asking about $45, I think you said a month, I don't see an awful lot of value in this, especially because there's the Autodesk Live product that will let me do very similar things but more. So I'd kind of wait to see when that's going to be available and you know what the price is for that. I mean, it's fun, but I can imagine a lot of people not too chuffed about not being able to turn things on and off. So let me close it just so you can see. I'm going to close that and get off here. There's probably more things, but that's kind of my first take on it. If I go to Live, Autodesk Live, I'll do the editor first of all. So this is a little different, is that you have to like pick a project and convert it into a model that Live will be able to look at. But the graphics and everything else seem very much better. Maybe it's because I've got the trial version, but I don't know. So here, look, here's my different projects. If I pick a project that I've already selected, or I can, you know, drop it in here. Maybe I'll. Oh, so I need to first make a live model. I've done it for some of the other ones here, so I'll just open this one. So there is a conversion portion, but look at the difference in the graphics here. Plus, all of my views in my project are things that I can navigate to by picking. So if I click on one of these, I'm going to that view, looking at my model. If I click on this, I'm in my model, looking wherever I was. I can orbit. I can control here different sun settings. I got, you know, this time I can specify not what was in my view, but I can change from through different months, different times of day. I can look at the settings here. I can set the height for my walking through the building. So I could say I'm a wheelchair user. I'm a average US male. I'm above average US male. But I've got a lot more control. Then there's the option here. I'm going to just close this, and this option that's called tap and go is that what you can do is just like pick your location in the model, and it will move you to that location. So if I orbit, so I'm looking around here somewhere. Tap and go is like me saying if I was at this position, it's moving me to there. If I was at this position, just picking points on my screen. I'm going to turn around a bit here. Moved away from my project. They both got 360 environments, but if I orbit like that, I just feel like I'm getting a whole lot more from this product than I was getting from the Enscape. Hope that helps a bit. There's also styles, where you can display it as different styles. And I'm imagining that this is probably things that are going to be enhanced, and different ways of presenting the model. So it's a more fleshed out product, I think, than I see in Enscape. But right now it's just beta. A big plus for Enscape would be the fact that it did the conversion for me automatically. I don't know if there are hidden files, but I'm actually seeing like a live window of my Revit project. Whereas in the live product, the Autodesk live product, I had to do a file conversion to get something to look at. That might be a significant factor. Also, I don't know if it was noticeable, but in live, the trees were swaying as if there was a wind, and if you approach a closed door, the door will open in front of you and close behind you as you go through it in the model. These are pluses and minuses. In Enscape, I'm enjoying the fact that I've got a live rendering window as I work, so doing things like turning on the walls. For the delay though, there's a bit of a CPU hit. So, oops, if I move through my model like that, flying, I can benefit from the graphics and seeing this. And if I switch to walk, I've got gravity. I'm going to switch to flying and walk and go through to the inside. I like that a lot, but I'm also a little concerned that if I had this in an office, there's already an issue where people say you're spending too much time has been spent on rendering and these kind of things. I wonder if you actually had a live rendered window view, if certain people wouldn't think that isn't a distraction from actually doing the work.